What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 104, and we start today's episode off with some player training where we put Gallo and Ferrari into the drill so we can see what their potentials will be once they hit 60 overall and get pro deals. And for the first game of today's episode, we're back in England as we travel to London to take on Frank Lampard's Chelsea in the second leg of our Champions League quarter-final. In the first leg, we won by a goal to nil, preventing the all-important away goal. So tonight, one goal is surely all we'll need to progress to the final four. But that's easier said than done against our main rivals of the series. This is our fourth battle with Chelsea in our first season with Roma. We can't avoid these guys, and after all the classic affairs we had as manager at Sheffield United, tonight I'll take a goalless draw if that means we're into the semi-final. First game today, it's Chelsea in the second leg of the Champions League quarter-final. Sure, great tackle. He's had a great start to the game, Wally Shaw. It's a lovely through ball to Moise Kean as well. Plays the 1-2 of Brignola. And if he can step inside here. He's got men arriving. What is Fernandez? And that goal right before the break. Gedson's second since signing for the club on deadline day might be all she wrote for Chelsea. The Roma fans can celebrate. Roma doubled the score over two legs. Lovely hold-up play by Keane. Spots Fernandez arriving. And I said when we signed him, the big advantage to him over Marc Roca is I know he'll get goals, unlike the Spaniard. Takes the chance into the top corner. Chelsea 0, Roma 1. And unless we have a mighty collapse in the second half and concede 3 goals, we're into the semis. There's frustration on the face of Frank Lampard and his Chelsea team right now because as we're into the final 25 minutes worth of action, we are still leading by a goal to nil tonight and 2 over the 2 legs. And of course the significant away goal tonight scored by Gedson Fernandez means that so long as we stay tight defensively, this tie is all but over. And I love how we've been approaching this game as well. Right from the first whistle, you might have noticed it in our play. We've been just holding onto the ball and trying to control the possession battle, but also control the tempo battle as well. Keep it low and keep it slow. Don't force the ball forward and possibly surrender possession. No, just keep holding the ball, keep it on the deck. And the atmosphere here at Stamford Bridge is very flat because of that. We've taken the sting out of Chelsea's tail and they haven't had an answer to it. Throw for Roma, right by the corner flag as Diaz gives it to Cristante. And Cristante needs a teammate here and he'll find... Oh, Pinamonti, what a touch! Good night, Chelsea. Game over. Roma in to the semi-finals. Pinamonti off the bench, and how many times have we talked about this man as being the perfect, reliable backup striker for Ivan Toney. Taken off at a break due to tiredness, Pinamonti comes on, primed and ready once again. Our number 14, lovely drag back, beats his man and bends it past Kepa. Chelsea 0, Roma 2, 3-0 over 2 legs. Roma into the semi-finals. I want a clean sheet though now as well. Oh yes, Mancini stepped in for Ferro and has been superb since the Portuguese centre-half went down. And that will confirm the clean sheet as well as the victory. We come to Stamford Bridge leading by a goal on aggregate. And our 2-0 win ensures we are in to the final four. The board have asked us to reach the final. Our progress continues as we take out both English sides, Man City and Chelsea as well. 2-0 tonight, 3-0 over 2 legs. Roma are into the semi-finals. Tactically tonight, we were absolutely spot on. Completely flawless performance from Roma as well. And we really killed the tempo out there. We played the game at a walking pace, didn't force the issue at all, so barely surrendered possession, and therefore didn't give Chelsea any real chances whatsoever. The boys in the back line are my man of the match. Fernandez scored our first and Pinamonti got the second, but the back four tonight were absolutely sensational. Mancini, since coming in for Ferro, he's absolutely bossed it. Fair play to him. And our 2-0 win tonight and 3-0 over 2 legs means that we are in to the Champions League semi-finals in our first season with Roma. So, as we take a look at the ties here, Bayern and Juve and Milan and Liverpool are still yet to play their second legs. What we'll do together is advance one day in the calendar, as you can hear the Champions League theme song in the background, and find out who Roma will be taking on in the semi-finals of the Champions League. Has it been drawn? We saw the 2 football errors have been drawn. It's not. We might need to go one more day. One more day. And please don't show it. Please don't show it. I've got my eyes closed. Please don't show it. I have my eyes closed. I didn't see it. Who have we got in the semi-finals? I didn't see it. But we've got in the final 4 of the Champions League, Bayern Munich, the German side, with the first leg being away in Munich, as Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid is the other semi-final tie. So there's one from England, one from Spain, one from Germany, and we are the sole representatives of Italy. I was thinking it was going to be Liverpool. I'm not sure if it flashed up or not. I have my eyes closed, but it's Bayern Munich in the semi-finals of the Champions League, as you see the final quarter-final results there. Oh, if Juve could have completed the turnaround, it would have been Juve in the semis in an all-Italian affair, but Bayern Munich in the semis, the most dominant side in German football over the past decade. I think we can take them. It's going to be tough, but I think we can take them. Bring them on. It's only fitting that our progress to the Champions League semi-finals was secured not by a fantastic attacking display, but a dominant defensive performance. 2 clean sheets in a row against Frank Lampard's Chelsea ensures that we go into the final 4 of Europe's Premier competition, where we'll be taking on Bayern Munich, with both legs coming in the very next episode, the first one away in Germany and the second one back in Rome. So into the final 4 of the Champions League, and as for those that have been asking how Sheffield United have been getting on in the Europa League, well, they managed to make it into the quarter-final stages, but unfortunately knocked out by Valencia as they progress to the final 4. So Sheffield United making the last state of the Europa League, but going no further. Fair play to them, reaching the quarter-finals, but unfortunately they won't be retaining the trophy they won last year, as they're knocked out in the quarter-final stages. Still, for the second of 3 games today, we are back to Italy and back to matters in this area, but stay away from home as we take on Genoa here, right now threatened by relegation in 18th place. And heading into this game, as we know, with just a few games remaining in this area, it does seem as though we're probably not going to catch up to the teams ahead of us in the table right now, particularly Inter Milan, who lead the way, and Juventus, of course, in 2nd place. But as I mentioned before, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we'll continue to fight until the very last whistle of the season. We won't just give up and just accept a Champions League place. We'll continue to push and continue to press that maybe, just maybe, we could pull off the turnaround of all turnarounds. So, taking on Genoa, we scored a very early goal in this game. It's unlike us to score early goals, but Zaniolo, the captain, made it 1-0 inside the first 3 minutes, and then 6 minutes after the restart, we get ourselves our 2nd goal. Gedson Fernandes getting his 2nd goal in 2 games, and 3rd since arriving on deadline day. And how nice is it to see this as well? Ollie Shaw attacking down the left, dinking the ball to the far post, a pinpoint cross to the back stick, and Fernandes arrives to give Ollie Shaw his 1st assist of the 2nd half of the campaign. Really nice to see that from Shaw in a man of the match display, as we get the win by 2-0 and keep the pressure on, if nothing else, into Milan and Juventus. So 2-0 the final score away against Genoa, and as you can see, well, the pressure might well pay off come the end of the season. Drama at the San Siro in the Milan derby as Inter knocked off top spot by Juventus as they lost 2-0 in a home game against Milan, who stay in 3rd place as we remain 2 points behind them. So Juve now retake the lead in the race for the title with 6 games to go, and there's just 6 points separating us in 4th from Juventus in 1st. So whilst there are just a few games remaining, the gap now cut to 6 points. It's not over yet, and as I mentioned a moment ago there, we'll continue to put the pressure on those teams above us, and right now the treble dreams are still alive. I can't believe it. You know, of course, this season we've been asked to reach a domestic double and reach the final of the Champions League, but the treble dreams are still alive. I mean, albeit alive on life support, it seems. It's like they're barely breathing right now without assistance from elsewhere, but they're still technically alive, even if they don't feel like it. 6 points behind Juve, 6 games to go. We will continue to push and continue to press until that final whistle and refuse to give up until it's all said and done. So for our 3rd game of today's episode, staying in this area but finally returning home to the Stadio Olimpico, as we keep those very faint treble dreams alive, we will take on Benevento, also threatened by relegation, just like Genoa here at the Stadio Olimpico, right now sat in 19th place. And taking them on here, I was expecting this to be a walkover and a really simple victory on the weekend, with Bayern Munich to come after the Atalanta game in 7 days' time. But at half-time, as you can see, we were getting dominated in terms of possession. Benevento had rocked up and were playing like prime Barcelona. So I decided to switch to a 4-1-2 4-1-2-1-2 narrow system at the break, play like we did with Sheffield United, and look for quick counter-attacks as opposed to heavy possession pass style of play. And 4 minutes after the restart, knowing if we were going to score tonight and win this game, it will come through counters. How did our first goal get scored? Through a counter. Benevento gives the ball away, Ivan Toney receives it, and as a shocker roulette around the last defender. Once he's in behind the back line, forget about it. It's just give us the goal. Start walking back to the halfway line because the goal's going to be ours. Toney makes it 1-0. There's the breakthrough. And whilst he might not have scored away against Genoa, he does get the goal here for his 23rd in the Serie A this season, and 23 will become 24 with 14 minutes to go. Earlier on in the first half, Diaz and Toney were running through on the goalkeeper, and I decided to go for goal with Diaz, who had his shot saved. So this time as they were running through together, I thought I'm not going to take the chance this time. Just give it to Ivan Toney, let him score the cutback and make it 2-0. That's exactly what we did, although for some reason I chipped the ball up in the air by accident, and thankfully Toney bailed me out. Either way, 2-0 the final score. Toney bags a brace as he gets goal number 23 and 24 in the Serie A season and remains top of the Golden Boot race. However, with 4 games to go in the Serie A, we are still, 5 games to go even, we are still 6 points behind the league leaders Juventus. There's a possibility we could end up with 95 points and finish in 4th place. That will be unbelievable. But yeah, 5 games to go. You'll see 2 of the remaining 5 in the very next episode, plus the Champions League semi-final against Bayern Munich, both legs in the next episode. So do not miss that one as we try and keep our very faint treble dreams alive. So thank you for watching today's episode of Career Mode, guys. Hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, then please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you for the next episode of Career Mode featuring both legs of the Bayern Munich Champions League semi-final very soon.